Question, the member from Halton.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. My question is to the Minister of Finance. Yesterday morning, 500 good workers at the Volvo road grading plant in Goderich were told that their jobs were going or gone. After 50 years of success on the shores of Lake Huron, the company is consolidating its North American manufacturing base in a low-tax jurisdiction of Pennsylvania. It's a very sad time for Goderich. The plant in the town was the town's top employer. Its workforce was 7%. 7% of the population. I wonder if it could have been avoided. I wonder if the government hadn't given away all its money to a select few, it might have had something left to offer Volvo before they decided on Pennsylvania. Well, it's too late now. Volvo's gone. Goderich has decimated. Just another 500 names to add to the list. Minister, your government's economic policies have failed the people of Goderich. If you don't change course now, the bleeding will not stop. How many small towns in Ontario must suffer like this before you realize that we're living in a...
Thank you. Minister of Finance.
First of all, Mr. Speaker, this government is very concerned about the families that are affected by this unfortunate decision that's based on a range of, and our discussions with the company are based on a range of considerations that go beyond simply what you were talking about. We are making investments to help attract new investment. In fact, the Premier was at the expansion of the Honda plant just late last week. There's no doubt there are challenges in the manufacturing sector. I'll remind the member opposite that those challenges are being experienced in many jurisdictions, including most of our leading competitors. In fact, Ontario's manufacturing job loss has been substantially lower than that of some of our competitive jurisdictions. So I would submit to the member opposite that through the investments that we are making, we wish to and continue to try to prevent this type of situation. We believe it requires a multi-pronged approach. We disagree with you, sir, that tax cuts in and of themselves will solve.
Supplementary.
Speaker, the minister has been giving the same answer so often he's starting to believe it. The answer is simple. It's economics 101. Businesses who are interested in long-term growth and stability will locate in low-cost jurisdictions. But don't take my word for it. Take a former Minister of Finance's word for it. Quote, people pay attention to the level of taxation in Ontario to make investment decisions as to whether they're going to invest in the province and thereby create jobs and more economic prosperity. So the principle of a competitive tax system is right at the foundation of the work we do. And that was Greg Sabera, October 27, 2004. Minister, it's time to listen to your colleagues. It's time to listen to the experts. It's time to listen to the business community. Will you give the Ontario the competitive edge that it needs? Will you move towards making Ontario an attractive, low-cost jurisdiction?
Minister.
You believe in low services.
Mr. Speaker, we have been reducing the corporate tax burden, a $3 billion cut over 4 years. The member opposite says $3 billion is a pittance. It's too bad you didn't have that much money for our schools and universities when you were here. Mr. Speaker, we are going to continue to make the investments we made, including targeted tax cuts to businesses. It's questionable whether a cut in general corporate taxes would even benefit these companies who aren't making money. Our approach is the right approach. It's an approach that's endorsed by economists. It says that you have to have a range of policies that respond to all of the challenges in an economy, Mr. Speaker. And with that, the people of Ontario can be assured that their government is working in their interests, and that's one of the reasons why we continue to attract new jobs in spite of challenges in some companies and some sectors.